Hello, I'm Michelle Klemme, and I'm a dairy nutritionist with CP Feeds. All living things have nutrient requirements. Today I'm going to share with you some information about one of those nutrients, which is fiber. Fiber is a major source of energy in our dairy cattle diets. Determining the energy content of feedstuffs can be a challenge, however. It's complex in our ruminants and it continues to evolve over time. Another challenge that we have when formulating diets is we're trying to formulate a high-density diet that will support high levels of milk production, yet balance that with a diet that will not compromise rumen health. In ruminants, energy in feedstuffs is a function of total nutrient content, but also a coefficient of variation, or rate of passage through the animal. There are several fiber measurements that we look at when we monitor your diets. The first one I'd like to talk about today is effective fiber. It's basically the effectiveness to support a healthy rumen. In front of us today, I've got the Penn State Shaker box. The 3-box unit is what I use today. And I shook out the TMR of the farm that we're on. And the results of the TMR were 5% on the top screen. And our recommendations are 5 to 15% on the top screen. Middle screen, we obtained 49% today. Our goal is 30 to 50% on the middle screen. And on the bottom screen today, we achieved 46%. Our goal is less than 50% on that bottom pan. So I would say that this diet today is providing enough effective fiber to these dairy animals. The next unit of measurement for fiber we look at is ADF, and that's essentially the cellulose and lignin that is in the diet. The third unit of measurement that we look at is called NDF. NDF, or neutral detergent fiber, consists of the cellulose and lignin that were in the ADF, but also hemicellulose and insoluble ash content. NDF is important because it controls intake. If we have too much NDF in the diet, we can actually depress intakes, thus affecting milk production. If we have too little NDF in the diet, we can have the opposite occur, where the cows eat a lot of feed in relationship to the amount of milk that they are producing, and we lose feed efficiency. I'd like to share with you today this graph that is based on some research by Dr. Dave Mertens from the USDA Forage Research Center down in Madison. And this graph shows the relationship between NDF content in the diet, which you can see is linear, versus the curvilinear relationship that we see of 4% fat-corrected milk. If you take a look at where the line where the milk production is at its highest peak, and you draw the line up to the NDF part of the graph, you can see that at about 1.2% of the body weight of a cow, or 32% of the ration dry matter, is where we would like to be for total NDF content. The fourth measure of fiber that we look at is NDF digestibility, or NDFD. And it's generally reported as either 30 or 48 hours. It's the digestible portion of the NDF, or the fraction that the cows can actually utilize. The last fiber measurement that I would like to talk about today is undigestible NDF 240. You may see that on some of the ration reports. And essentially it's the opposite of our digestible NDF. It's the residue that remains undigested after 240 hours. We feel it is important to look at this NDF number. There's a lot of farms that are doing a better job with their forage management, choosing BMR corn silage varieties and low lignin alfalfa varieties. And as nutritionists, we've been having the discussion that have we pushed the digestible fiber fraction of that ration too low? We have got reports of some farms that have very digestible forages, and the milk production is not where we would expect it to be. So we've started taking a closer look at this undigestible fraction of fiber in the diet. And every farm, we kind of know the range that we want to be in, but every farm is a little different because there are so many factors that go into ration balancing. Remember, rumen models or ration balancing software are simply that. They're guidelines. There are many factors that are beyond formulation that are going to affect cow performance. Remember to observe and listen to your cows. The cows are never wrong. As always, remember to reach out to your CP Feeds nutritionist if you have any questions, and thank you for joining us today.